Hello, hello. Welcome to a special episode of The Movie Moment. This is your host, your favorite man-child, Super Jesus Jackson. Today, we are going to be talking about one of the greatest events in cinematic history, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Before we do begin, though, please make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload. Alright guys, let's begin. Alright, so Zack Snyder, right? A man with a vision. A man with an incredible eye for visual beauty and compelling storytelling. He is an auteur through and through. With a career of masterfully adapting graphic novels into visual spectacles, it was fitting for Zack to eventually try his hand at DC Comics' most beloved characters and stories. Beginning with Man of Steel in 2013, Zack's vision polarized audiences and critics with a movie that presented America's greatest superhero as a conflicted and introspective individual who was trying to find his place in the world. Zack's vision was one that contradicted the comic book genre at the time. The Marvel Cinematic Universe was telling stories of perfect humans who eventually fall victim to flaw and tragedy. Zack Snyder was going the opposite route. Characters who struggle at their inception only to find their righteous place as gods among men. In the words of Jor-El the Superman in Man of Steel, "In time, they will join you in the sun. In time, they will help you accomplish wonders." And I would say that's the most realistic and relatable way to go about telling a compelling story, because one can think that life begins in the Garden of Eden, all perfect and sound, and only after is when you screw up and when you face tragedy and dilemma. But no, I'm sorry. Real life begins after the Garden of Eden, and you spend the rest of your life trying to get back in. Zack Snyder's vision for these characters is all about that journey. You can't go to heaven unless you've been through hell, and you can't live until you've died. 2016's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice highlighted this even further, and critics and audiences were not happy. Warner Brothers wasn't happy either, so with the eventual Justice League movie, they were still letting Zack have control of the movie, only with some extra measures taking place to make sure that the movie fit somewhat of the mold that WB wanted. In the latter half of Justice League's production, though, Zack Snyder had to step away. Zack Snyder's daughter, Autumn, took her own life in 2017. And Zack Snyder, along with his wife, Deborah, decided to continue working on Justice League. This only lasted 2 months though, and they eventually had to fully step away. Warner Brothers decided to give basically full creative control of Justice League to Avengers director Joss Whedon. WB ordered extensive reshoots of an already mostly filmed Justice League with Joss Whedon directing. The end result, in November of 2017, was ultimately far from Zack Snyder's vision. Justice League was a critical and commercial bomb, no doubt about it, and absolutely one of the biggest cinematic disappointments in history. A movie that combined Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, the greatest team of superheroes in comic book history, didn't even cross $1 billion at the box office. Are you kidding me? The movie was such a disappointment that Zack Snyder himself hasn't even bothered to watch it, but the fans from all over the world spoke, and they spoke loud. Perhaps a minority, but a majorly loud minority. A group of misfits, rebels who came together when the whole world was telling them Zack Snyder's cinematic vision is garbage. They said no. #release the Snyder Cut was where it all began. The likes of Subway and Justice League's own stars Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher became vocal about the Snyder Cut of Justice League. The fans managed to fly a plane with a Release the Snyder Cut banner over 2019's Comic-Con. They managed to have ads for the movement around US cities, but also they even managed to raise over $500,000 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The Snyder fans put their money where their mouth was, and I applaud them. In May of 2020, the fans got what they wanted and deserved: the announcement that Zack Snyder's Justice League was going to be a reality. Now, we are just a week and some change away from witnessing Zack Snyder's 4-hour magnum opus for his DC cinematic universe. This movement marks one of the greatest events in cinematic history. The fans, who aren't even the majority, mind you, most people don't even give a shit about Zack Snyder's films. Critically mixed to panned films with disappointing box office runs, but with one of the most passionate fan bases the world has ever seen. And the fans, they spoke, and they did what seemed to be the impossible. I'll be honest with you guys, I did not think this movie would ever see the light of day, but here it is. This is akin to what happened earlier this year with the hedge fund GameStop stock event. The people revolted and changed the outcome of the game, even if it was just for a moment. This is a moment to rejoice. The people have spoken. Hallelujah. At the end of this movie, Alison Crowe performs a rendition of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, which was Autumn, Zack's daughter's favorite song. Quite fitting. Zack Snyder isn't getting paid at all for this movie. Zero, zip, nada. He isn't getting paid for this movie because this movie is not for him. It's for Autumn.
Guy's probably fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed, right? And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.